Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to learn about calculation of revenue in monopoly and its importance. So revenue schedule includes three types of revenue. Total revenue, that means total amount of money a firm makes from the sale of its output. Marginal is every time you produce an additional unit, how much is the extra revenue? And average is revenue per unit of output. In general, average revenue represents the demand faced by the firm. Now, looking at calculations point of view, it's same as before. That means anytime you're taking total revenue, that means you're calculating price times quantity. Whereas marginal revenue, you take change in total revenue over change in quantity. Average revenue, same as in pure competition, total revenue over quantity, which is going to be price times quantity over quantity. If you cancel this, this is equal to price. Since it's equal to price, we say average revenue represents demand faced by the firm. Now you can see in this case, as the quantity increases, price actually decreases. That means average revenue also decreases. If average revenue decreases, that means the demand has to be downward sloping. Now let's look at an example in terms of calculation. I'm giving this price. Price is decreasing. As you can see, when the price is decreasing, quantity of output is increasing. When you calculate it, total revenue 0 here, whereas here 4 times 1, 4, 3.5 times 2. So we are multiplying these two to get to the total revenue. This is 7, this is 9, this is 10, 10, and this is again 9, 7, 4 and 0. So if you look at marginal revenue, I have to look at extra revenue. How much total revenue is increasing every time? The increase is 4 here. By producing second unit, increase is 3. Producing third unit, increase is 2. Producing fourth unit, increase is 1. If you produce fourth unit, there is no increment. Anything beyond fourth unit, it's actually getting into negative. This is negative 1, negative 2. Negative 3 and comes negative 4. So extra revenue actually going into negative. Whereas average revenue, which is exactly equal to price. So that means whatever the values that you have, you should have exactly same values here. That is 4, 3.5, 3, 2.5, 2, 1.5, 1.5 and 0. Now let's use these values actually to draw the curve. Okay, so when you are drawing the curve, if you use these values, you can see total revenue will be actually going up first and then starts to decrease. That means U-shaped curve. Marginal revenue is always decreasing and also goes to negative. Average revenue is simply downward sloping. Now let's come to the next slide here to see those graphs. On the top graph, I'm using marginal revenue and demand curves. That means they're downward sloping. When you can see in the lower graph, total revenue is inverted U-shaped curve. Whenever marginal revenue is positive, that region we call it as elastic region. That means total revenue is actually increasing. When marginal revenue goes to negative, that blue region, we call it as inelastic region. That means as price um, decreases or quantity increases, total revenue is actually decreasing. Now, few more things about monopoly. In monopoly, total revenue is bell-shaped curve. Okay, so upward sloping part is the elastic, downward sloping is inelastic, whereas marginal revenue is decreasing and it's always less than the price. Okay, so which is different from pure competition. Price being more than marginal revenue. Okay, so average revenue is also decreasing and it's exactly equal to price.